Hi guys, Karie Millspaugh here, and I want to know what drives you. Now, I'm going to kind of go off of a book. It's called We Are Driven, and it says discover freedom from the need to do more and be more. And this is the compulsive behaviors that America applauds. Now, this might work against you and trigger you, and I just encourage you to keep watching anyway, because if it triggers you, it's meant for you. That's all I have to say about that. So America really applauds, and not just America, other countries too, these super driven people. They're so driven, they get up at 3 a.m. and they don't go to bed till 2 a.m. and they barely sleep and they don't eat or drink, and they're hitting the gym 24 hours a day. And we really think, oh, look at you, go girl, go boy. And a part of that really used to be me. It used to be a big part of me. In fact, when my mom sent me this book, this was probably back in 2013 when I was building my business and leaving corporate America, kind of creating my exit strategy. I had come from such a strong coaching background that I was offended. I thought, oh, gee, Mom, whatever. I mean, isn't a drive a good thing to have? Don't tell me not to be driven. I'm so motivated. Now I'd see it as a whole different light. I see behind the hustle that generally that drive is created by a fear. So what is that fear exactly? Now, obviously, we all want to make money, and that's generally our drive as a single mom. It has to be a part of what I do every day, because we're homeless if it's not, okay? It's the reality of life, and many of you are in the same situation. So money has to be a drive or a driven motivator. But it's beneath that. Maybe it's the fear of being homeless that could be the drive, or the fear of someone taking your car from you because you can't make the payments. That kind of fear also plays in. But I want you to look really closely, because a lot of people think that fear or anger is a great motivator. Is it though? I mean, think about it. It's more or less very unhealthy. It's not a healthy motivator, and neither are some of these other fears that I'm going to list. I've worked with so many clients that I just want to say, pause, stop the bus. You're being a human doing and not a human being. Please unplug on the weekends, unplug on the evenings, spend time with your family. I'm not going to go 100 miles an hour just because you are, because you haven't learned that balance, work-life balance yet. You're going to learn it the hard way when your life stops or a health challenge shows up. So I've had lots of these, and most of them are women, to be honest. We think we can juggle it all, and then something happens and we have to call it quits for a little while. So take a look at what drives you and why you think that's so awesome that you should get some award or a gold star that day because you didn't sleep, eat, or take care of yourself. I think it's disgusting, to be honest. It makes me ill. It says, I don't love me enough to take time out for me. That's what that says. And those that are applauding those people that are literally stressed to the max, shame on you. Shame on you for not saying, you know what, chill out. Take some time out for you. My past boss years ago, I was one of those people that literally every weekend I was trying a new challenge. I was either jumping out of a plane, flying a stunt plane, jumping, doing rappelling off of cliffs over here in Las Vegas at Red Rock. And I thought I was a badass. And I was doing all this stuff. And he looked at me and said, you know what? You need to read a book. It's called Sharpen the Saw. You need to just take some chill time. And at first I thought, well, aren't you proud of me? I'm so awesome. Look at all the stuff I'm doing. I'm so cool. And in fact, he was like, we need you in tip-top shape and you're burning yourself out. Okay? And that's the truth. Call people out on it. Don't go into burnout. What is really motivating you? So I challenge you to go a step forward. Instead of saying, oh, it's my kids, or I'm motivated by this, and oh, my why this. No, go deeper. Generally, there's a fear beneath the drive, okay? One of the fears is fear of missing out. Maybe you're afraid that whoever's in your industry is going to get ahead of you somehow, or they're going to leave you behind, or they're not going to invite you, God forbid, to such and such event if you're not out there all the time. So take a look. Do you have FOMO? Do you have a fear of missing out? It's a big deal, and it happens to a lot of us, okay? I'm lucked out. Somehow, some way, I don't have that fear. I don't care. I'm like, go ahead, bye, have a nice time. Fear of not mattering. Maybe something in your childhood. Maybe you're like me, one of 5 kids. I felt like I was just a number, like I had to be louder in order to be heard. I know some of you can relate to that feeling. Maybe you have that fear of not mattering. Like if I'm not out there all the time, they're going to forget about me altogether. I'll be forgotten. I'd just be dismissed. Or if I don't have this drive all the way, 100 miles an hour kind of driving mechanism going forward, that I won't matter anymore. Okay, so take a look at that fear. Another one is fear of falling behind. Maybe you started your industry or career at a later time in life, and you're afraid that somehow you're going to get dismissed and pushed aside. You're going to fall behind. Maybe corporate America dismissed you, and that left kind of a scar that has never really healed inside of yourself. And you have that fear, of falling behind, or maybe the corporate ladder didn't have a space for you because you either didn't have that degree or enough experience. Those kind of triggers that show up in our careers and lives of just not mattering as much and falling behind. All right, I should have got up earlier, or I didn't get all that done this week. I should have not slept, God forbid. That's just silly, guys. You're human beings for a reason, okay? Be a human. You're not a robot. And another fear is fear of disappointing others. This one hits me a lot. I'll say yes to situations because I don't like letting people down. It's that, oh, okay, I don't want to do it, but because you asked and it's important to you, I'll go ahead and do it. So some of us have that fear of disappointing others. We want to really make other people happy. And that need to please can really rob you of filling your cup first. Okay, so that's a whole nother topic, but a lot of the times we'll put others before ourselves, and then at the end of the day, there's nothing left to give. There really isn't. You have to put yourself first. I've gotten really good with saying no a lot. If it doesn't align with my 5-year goals, 10-year goals, or what matters in my priority bucket most, it's a no. It's really easy for me to say no these days because I've really grown this part of myself with boundaries. So I want you to go deep. You can take a look at this book. It's written by 3 different doctors, Dr. Hempfeld, Frank Minirth, and Paul Meyer. And again, it's just, it took me a while to pick it up, not gonna lie. Thank you, Mom. But I was offended for about 5 years before I actually started to see that that was me and how we applaud that type of driven atmosphere and activeness. I mean, if you're not running for a touchdown that day, there's no need to be that driven, okay? That kind of energy, save it for sports coaching. It's not meant to be in work-life balance coaching. And that is my 2 cents from all my experience. Hope this was helpful. Big hugs, big love. Bye, guys.